Welcome back to our Google Classroom tutorial series. Today we're going to explore how to create materials and questions for your students. So let's get started. So I'm going to open up my practice class. I'm going to go to the classwork page because that's where we can post material and questions. So I'm going to go up here to this create and I'm going to go down to material. I'm going to start with that. So for this example, I'm going to add the syllabus for my class. So I'm going to type syllabus, add a little emoji, and it says description is optional, but it's always good to take the extra couple seconds and explain what the syllabus is. So when you post material, just know it is for students to view. It's not an assignment. There's no due date. There's nothing that they should turn in or action taken other than look at the material. But there's no assignment. Okay, so that's the difference between material. Materials are stuff that you put there so that students can look at it, but there's nothing for them to do. There's no way to put a due date on material. So just keep that in mind. The nice thing about material is it will not show up on your grading page. So if you look over here to the right, you'll notice that there's a lot fewer options with material. The one thing I do want is I want to put it under class resources. So that's the topic where I want this to live. And just like assignments, though, you can post this to multiple classes. And you can select what students you want it to go to. I want this to go just for my practice class, but for all the students. Just like with assignments, you can attach your material from your drive. You can create it on the fly. You can upload it, or you can add a link. I am going to add my syllabus from my Google Drive. So I'm going to type in syllabus, and there's a lot that comes up. I'm going to go over here to the filters, and I just want to make sure that I'm finding the syllabus that I owned. So I'm going to click owned by me, and that will help narrow it down. All right, so here's Google Sheets and Forms. I'm going to click that, so it's adding that. You'll notice there's no option to make a copy for each student because remember, when you post a material, it's only for students to view. Now, I could also add a YouTube video. If I made a video going over the syllabus, I could click on that, attach my video that I created. When you go up here to post, if I click post, right away it will show up for the students. If I click on the shark tooth, I can also schedule it. I could save it as a draft, or I could just get rid of it. I am going to go ahead and post it. And there it is. I have multiple things under class resources. If I wanted to put this in alphabetical order, I could click and hold and drag the syllabus so that my resources are in alphabetical order. All right, now let me show you how to create a question. So once again, we're going to go up here to create, and we're going to select question. So questions are a great way to check for understanding. So you can create a quick question. It's only one, so it's not plural. It's not like it's a Google form or anything like that. It's just one quick question. So we could put in 20 plus 30 equals, and then I'm going to put a question mark. I could add some instructions here if I wanted to. Now for this one, I could make it short answer, or I could make it multiple choice. So for this example, I'm going to do multiple choice, and I'm going to do 40, 50, or 60. So those are the options. I could also add a video over here. On the right-hand side, this looks very much like the assignment page. So I could post this to multiple classes. I could just send it to specific students. So I'm going to set the due date to, what is today? Today's the 13th. I'm going to set it to tomorrow. For topics, I am going to put it under math games. Grading category, I'm gonna put this as ungraded because this is just a little check. Grading period, I am gonna put first quarter. The reason that it's not automatically putting it in first quarter is because my first quarter is set to start on August 19th. So I will get an error message. Down here, students can see class summary. So for this example, I'm just going to turn it off. But maybe if I was asking, what do you want on your pizza? Or what's your favorite color? I could put students can see class summary. But remember, the two options you have with a question is short answer or multiple choice. And then I could click ask, and it's going to be pushed out and students will see it right away. Or once again, under the shark tooth, you can schedule it, you can save it as a draft, or you can just discard it. So I am going to click ask. Once again, here's this little error that I'm going to get because my due date is outside of my grading period, which that is fine. I'm going to click assign anyway because I want you guys to see what this looks like. So now I want to switch to the student view to see what your students will experience. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to Gabby. Gabby is one of our fake students. All right, so this is Gabby's. I can tell right here because she's got the OU. She's an OU fan. And I'm going to open up practice class. I'm going to go to classwork. And right here under math games, I have this question. And you can see the icon for question is a little question mark. If I click on the stream, I can see right here, and your students all have this little section where it has upcoming assignments, and I can see right here that I have due tomorrow this question right here. And if I click view all, it will show me this week what is due, next week I don't have anything due, and then later. So you can see the benefit of adding a due date to keep your students organized. All right, I'm going to go back to my practice class, click on classwork, and I'm going to open up this math game question. So right away, I can see 20 plus 30, I'm going to click 50, and I'm going to turn it in. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my page as the teacher. So I've got my math games here. If I click on this, I can scroll down, and just right here, I can see that one student has answered 50 and one student has answered 60. So if I want to view the responses, I click here. And now if I click on Gabby, I can see that she answered 50. And then if I click on Fab, I can see that he answered 60. Now remember, I posted it ungraded, but and I cannot change that. So I was clicking on the shark tooth, but there's nothing there. So I cannot change that at this point. If I had selected graded instead of ungraded, I would see a little section where I could type in the point values I would give. But this is just a little exit ticket that I'm not going to grade. So that's how you post materials and how you can ask your class a question. In our next video, we are going to dive into how to reuse a post. All right, have a great day.